What you got for me? What's the tea? What we starting this off with, sis?
Listen, the T is Megan the Stallion, honey. I am so confused
Oh
about
my
her.
god.
Listen,
Yes.
I am perplexed about this whole situation because so many people are like, well, the facts is he still shot her. It doesn't matter if he slept with her or not. And for me, this makes me wonder if he shot her, why did he shoot her? From what we were hearing was that Megan was upset because he was in the pool with Kylie Jenner allegedly, and that she found out about him and her ex friend sleeping together, hooking up. They said allegedly that she was beating on him, and I'm like, Tory Lanez is a little guy, and she is kind of big, and I'm like, I don't know because I wasn't there, but I'm just saying she is kind of big. And if she was beating on him the way they said she was, maybe it was self-defense. And maybe she really was really beating on him because she was sleeping with him. So people like it don't even matter if she lied. It does, because when she spoke to Gail King, Gail clearly asked her, did you have relations with that man? She said, you mean sexual?
Yes, I lied to Gail King. I probably know that you even ask me about that. I just want to talk about the shooting. Why'd you ask me about the story? That's not what this is about. Even if I was, I like once, maybe twice on a drunk night. Kept catching me out of my mind.
You have an intimate relationship with him?
Like sexual?
Yeah. Megan, did you have a sexual relationship with Tory Lanez? Yes, that's my question.
I didn't have a sexual relationship with Tori.
Like, she was so confused. She deliberately lied. She thought about it and she lied. There was no need to lie about it. I felt like, Megan, we already know you have a reputation. I just didn't feel like it was need to lie about it. My whole thing is, I felt like she lied because then the story of her being upset about him being in the pool with Callie and then allegedly sleeping with her best friend, it would piece together a different picture than what she presented to us. What you think?
Arguing with that man behind a motherfucking strip fire right play. Stupid asshole. You know what?
I did order that.
You're a motherfucking liar. The man said it.
I did order.
Get out my face. Get out my face.
They must have got it wrong, bro. I swear to God, I ordered you a plate, bro. You know I wouldn't do that to you, man. You thought I would have made you go in there and all that rain?
You fucking lying.
Yo, I'm not gonna lie to you. If you tell a small lie like that, that means you was bitter. If I know women the way I know women, if you lie about not fucking the nigga, you was hurt. You know what I mean? At some point, you was feeling him, and you don't want to look like the little person. You don't want to look like the person that got played. And in this situation, the little nigga played you. And I know females like Megan, where you're pretty, you got everything going for you, and that hot girl attitude where you feel like you could put hands on a person because you a bad bitch. And I just feel like if Tory did shoot her, because there's so many conspiracies on the shit, but if Tory did shoot her, I don't blame him for booming the bitch. Like, I'm sorry. Like, I protect my black women. But Tory is 5'2". So it's like standing up, like straight.
That's my height.
Megan is 6'1". Yeah. Megan is 6'1". And she thick as hell. Like, drunk women are really aggressive. And it could come to that. But for the fact that you go on national TV and you lying about, having sex with the dude, it says a lot. And I just wonder on a lot of other things what you lied about, because I seen the reaction when they got the verdict that Tory was guilty, and her face said a lot.
Count one. They got him for the highest charge.
What's up? What's up?
It said a whole lot.
Yeah. So my thing was how her ex Partain, I believe that's his name, Partain,
Yeah.
how he received it because when he made that song, "The Person," he seemed like he was letting out a lot of truth that we didn't even know about. He like, yo, you lied. So before we found out that she lied, he said that in a song.
Treated you like a queen. Whole time I'm a clown in your circus. I tried to pull you up out the mud. Here you are trying to drown me on purpose. You know the devil was a serpent. For some streams and views, girl, I hope it was worth it. Same for Megan the Stallion. This is for Megan the person. Had me beefing with niggas, you know you was fucking beautiful girl, but your soul is disgusting. You got everything, but you still ain't happy. That should be showing you some. Hide detectives, girl, you the feds. Not in your house, not in your bed. You lying to people, you sick in the head.
He said a lot of stuff about her in a song and said that, allegedly she was lying about the whole situation and maybe what happened, what didn't happen. And then everybody's like, oh, he bitter, he bitter. But I'm like, hold on, y'all. Go back and listen to that song. He told us that she had lied about it. And now she comes out with this documentary talking about she had lied to Gail. That makes me question the whole story. And I hate to question the whole story because I'm all about believe the victim. But in this,
Right.
were you the victim or was you the antagonizer?
That's not what this is about. Even if I was, I like once, maybe twice on a drunk night.
Because I
Now,
feel like
here's
women.
another thing.
Go ahead.
I'm sorry, sis. The thing
Oh no, go
about
ahead.
that was I heard interviews where Whack 100 months ago was telling Vlad it's gonna come out. Megan was lying.
All I'm gonna say is this: when the video come out that the DA tried to suppress, that my legal is now involved in, there will not be a no more Meg Thee Stallion.
Oh, clip it. Clip that shit.
The appeal is coming. When the video comes out from the little Asian girl that followed them from the time they saw him arguing in the car, that the DA tried to suppress and threaten their family with all kind of other shit, shout out to the private investigators. I want to see what the Meg Thee Stallion fans are going to say then. I want to see, are y'all going to counsel her for lying and putting that black man in jail? We're going to see.
And then they like, nah, protect the black women, allegedly. And Wax said, no, there's no allegedly. She's gonna come out and say she lied. And she's gonna do that. So a couple months fast forward, here we are. You lied about something. It seems like you covering your tracks. You know what I mean?
Right. It was just how she was so nonchalant about it. Like, this is a man's life. This is a man's, future that's on the line. And I just don't know. Like, I don't want to say I don't from that small tale, I don't want to discredit it. But it's just like there's so many people who've been stating that this girl just don't be telling the truth. And from Nikki, from her friend, from Pronte. I'm like, this many people can't just want to take you down. I mean, eventually some of that has to be true. That you could, if you've been called a crackhead for half your life, baby, somewhere down the road you were a crackhead.
Yeah. Or you done
You
crack.
or you done crack. You don't get these titles out of nowhere, and people don't replicate the same lies.
Right.
They really don't. But my whole thing is, why was she sitting there like, yeah, I lied to that bitch? First of all, you have no respect for Gail. That woman is a woman of statute, a woman of standards, and she gracefully let you come onto her show and tell your side of the story. And she didn't. Gail did not fully believe her. If you watch that interview, Gail was sitting there like, huh, yeah, she lied. She lied. She lied. But for her to disrespect her like that, Megan, I feel like Megan wants to be the victim all the time. And I was team Megan, yo. I ain't gonna lie. But the more and more I watch her, I'm just like, I just don't know. And
Yeah.
like I feel like she really been through some things, but I feel like there's a lot of trauma there. And I feel like she needs some healing. And I don't want to take
Yeah.
away the fact that she said this happened to her because I've been not believed before. But at the same time, some things are just not adding up.
2 plus 2 equals 6. And let me tell you why equals 6. Because look at this. There are 2 2s. So therefore, there is an additional 2 that no one talks about because the government, look at.
Right. Uh, I'm sorry. I don't care if I get backlash. I never believed Megan because, first of all, the stories sound too crazy, and I know a lot of women with trauma. Like that was my base core growing up. And I know those women don't like to take losses in their relationship, especially by if you the side nigga and you get off on them, you know what I mean? You make them look little because you fuck around with their friend and you not supposed to be, I'm taller than you. You know what I mean? They probably could talk money and Tori was a fast talking, sucker. So I feel like there's a lot of holes in that story that I can relate to, where a woman just was like, I'm gonna tell a lie on you. I'm gonna take something from you. And
I don't understand. How is Tori looking so happy? How could you shoot somebody and be living life like you can do none of that shit? I remember he texted my phone and was like, I'm watching you on live. You look so sad. And I was like, this motherfucker is crazy. I finally had to get a new number. I got a new phone. And I got a restraining order. Going to Rolling Loud. He came on right after me.
I'll get somebody out here $1 million if they can guess who in here. Y'all make some motherfucking noise for Tory Lanez.
You thought that you could pass me up in a mask? You was just trying to show me we could do whatever we want to do. And then he was chopping up horse legs in his music videos.
Bro, look at the horse leg. That's a horse leg, bro. I think it's Megan's leg.
They said like the HGS special. What is that? The hot girl special? Is it hot girl summer? That's really fucking sick. He was constantly threatening me, and everybody was laughing, and everybody was supporting him.
LeBron is publicly speaking about how good Tory Lanez music is.
He a solid dude. I fuck with Tory. Free my boy, man.
Free Tory in the fucking chat, bro.
Free Tory Lanez 2-1 time.
Why did all the men in the industry decided they needed to jump in?
Yo, you heard the baby smash Megan Thee Stallion multiple times?
He said he did, even the day before the bitch got shot.
Was there a reason that you felt like you should, indicate y'all had a relationship or some sort? Or sorry, clearly say?
It is what it is.
50 Cent trolled the hell out of Megan Thee Stallion.
I don't like that girl.
Megan's a demon, bro.
she took a bullet, and it doesn't matter if she took a bullet from this person or that person. It was probably because of Tory. Most 9 times out of 10, that the reason why she took the bullet, whether it was Kylie or whoever, the security guard, whoever, it was because of Tory. That whole
I was gonna say, I believe Tory shot her. I just don't believe it was deliberately. I believe that she was whipping off on that man, trying to whip off on her homegirl. And a lot of people say that girl is an angry drunk, allegedly. And I believe he probably said, make you dance for me.
All right now, you wise guy. Dance.
shooting at the ground. You know, I'm not, because that's logical. That sounds logical. But for him
Yeah.
just to shoot her in her feet, nah. I feel like
Yeah.
he was trying to tell her back up, or this is going to happen. I do
So it was a
not believe
warning
she was.
shot. Okay.
Yes, I just do not believe she was mainly the victim. I just don't. Because the more she tells the story, and then her friend told the story, and I'm like, why did your friend turn against you? You cannot say this is for money. First, your man turned against you. We don't even know why. What's his name? Middle part bussing. She gave me a concussion. What's his name?
A
Believe
warning
she was.
shot. Okay.
Yes, I just do not believe she was mainly the victim. I just don't. Because the more she tells the story, and then her friend told the story, and I'm like, why did your friend turn against you? You cannot say this is for money. First, your man turned against you. We don't even know why. What's his name? Middle part bussing. She gave me a concussion. What's his name? What's his
I'm
name?
sorry. I'm
His hit. Oh, she used to date him. Moneybag Yo. I ain't gonna lie.
Yeah, money bag, yo. There you go.
You know, he's never spoke out about her. But I'm like, why did they break up? It's just like it's always something. Her record label.
But didn't her and the
She
baby fall out too?
Yes. It's always she wherever she goes, it's a trail of people who just don't mess with her. It's like Nikki. We all know Nikki the problem. You know, it's just like
Right.
at
Yeah.
some point, when are women going to be held accountable? I'm sorry, I see this go on all the time. My son come home and say, "Mom, this girl at school keep hitting me. This girl at school keep touching me. When are we gonna teach our daughters to keep their hands to themselves? You can't just be putting your hands on a male and then you don't like the way they respond." I truly believe that's what happened in that car. Now I wasn't there. That's just me speculating, right? Because that
Right.
makes that's common sense because we know how as women get. We toxic sometimes. And we don't like when men don't do what we want. And when a man act up, we all know we go upside their head. We ain't even gonna act like we don't do because I didn't pop a few times, you know. But we gotta hold ourselves accountable. Like you gotta be like, I feel like she should have been like, yeah, I did bust him up in his head and he did try to defend himself. I feel like she just wanted to paint him as a demon so that she could be the victim. I feel like Megan has always put herself in the position of victim. I don't know this 100% because I don't know her. This is all me speculating, guessing, and speaking my opinion, which are not facts, just my opinion. I feel
Yeah.
like when people go through as
She was
much
trying to
trauma as
save
her,
face.
yeah. And let me tell you, I really believe that it's something deep rooted in her. Like the girl that went through a lot of stuff. And I feel like that's just her way of saving herself, her way of protecting herself. But I think that she has to understand, like, you can play with your life, but I'm playing with other people's lives. Because there were three
Yeah, I
people.
mean,
Yeah, go ahead.
no, go ahead, sis. My bad.
I was gonna say there was three people's lives who were changed that day.
She probably was a host of a couple Diddy parties. Uh I'm just saying, like, she was one. She was part of that hot girl shit, and there's a lot of conspiracy on this case. Like, there's a lot of like Rock Nation that runs a lot of this case, and if that's their artist, I don't know. Now, I can't really speak a lot about it because it doesn't really matter. They got a person in jail. They got a black man in jail. They're gonna deport him. They're gonna stop his money. And if he comes with these facts and tries to get it overturned, what happens then? Does Megan go to jail? Does anything happen to Megan? Does she get canceled for 6 months? That she can't go on tour? And
That's
what
not gonna
happened?
happen. I don't think that's gonna happen, but I do feel like his time was extensive. I feel like everybody involved should have had some consequences because I believe each and every last one of them acted irresponsibly. And I believe that all of them were responsible for everything that went on. So Tori being in the pool, you knew that was gonna set Megan off. You know what I'm saying? Um, Ka- her homegirl, I don't know if she was sleeping with Tori, but they said that the homegirl was sleeping with Tori first, and then Megan started sleeping with him. So I don't know how that go. Allegedly. I just feel like it was
Yeah.
all a mess. And I feel like it was 3 grown adults who were all under the influence and all made poor decisions. And I really feel like the boy shouldn't have got 8 years. I feel like 2 years would have been justified to make him sit down because I feel like he did pull that weapon out to scare her essentially, but he did pull the trigger. I do believe he shot her. I don't believe it was intentional. But again, I wasn't there. Only she knows what happened. And he knows what happened. But again, I hate speaking on this because I am speculating. I really don't know what happened. And what if her story was all right, but she did just tell a lie? Just the one lie of sleeping with him because I've lied about sleeping with people. I ain't gonna lie. A guy gave me a vagina before, and I had to say, "Listen, he didn't count. I ain't sleep with him. I don't know who that means. I ain't sleep with him. I ain't sleep with him. Man, don't
Yo.
even know. Don't even know."
All right. So I agree. The 8 years, 10 years, whatever they gave Tory is crazy because
Mhm.
there's people that killed people that
Mhm.
actually took life and got
Mhm.
less. You know what I mean? There's
Mhm.
pedophiles that's walking the streets that's getting only probation. They letting people go. A deportation. Him getting deported would have
Mhm.
been good enough. I think that would have been perfect
Yeah,
because
but he
Megan
not.
was twerking the very next week.
Yeah, but I feel like he not innocent neither. Like I said, I feel like all of them played a part in this. I feel like Megan would have let it go if he wasn't like on stage with the baby. You knew she was going to be there. I felt like he should have been laying low. Like, okay, because at first she really didn't come out and say nothing. It was him antagonizing her. And I think she's like, all right, bitch, you want to play? I'm going to show you how to play. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
And I think,
Exactly. He's making songs on it. He's
uh-huh,
joking about it.
yep.
He's having features with your ex and the people you used to get money with.
Mhm.
It's a point where when you leave a relationship, a toxic relationship, a lot of the times it can only end in the worst drama possible.
Mhm.
It can
Mhm.
only end. So a female usually is more attached where she has to see it for it could
Mhm.
be real. You know what I mean? Like she has to watch this shit and to watch the nigga make a video of him shooting the guns on the floor and making the whole
Mhm.
song with the baby and
Mhm.
doing that and joking about the situation.
Yeah, I thought
It,
that was
it, it will
so.
irritate somebody.
That was classless. And so I understand why Megan was like, you know what, I'm going pros I'm gonna try to have him prosecuted. I just feel like all around, I
It's
just
crazy.
feel like there should have never been no guns in the car because they all had alcohol and everything just went like this just shows you when alcohol is involved, you shouldn't be around firearms. And if you can't control
Right.
your alcohol, you definitely don't need to be around people. And you definitely don't need to drink because that alcohol can get you into a lot of trouble and drugs because let's be honest, your thought is impaired. You're not functioning at a high level that you would be functioning if you weren't intoxicated. And I feel like I said, each and every last one of them was under the influence of something. And they all made very poor decisions. And now I do feel bad for Megan because people are clowning her. I'm not gonna go so far to clown her because that's her truth and she's sticking by it. And I can only voice my opinion, but I can't necessarily say she lied about everything that happened. We do know that she lied about some stuff, but for me, it would make me sick. For me, I'm like, like that's like if my kid was to come to me and my kid lied to me about one situation, it's going to be hard for me to believe him the next time he says something to me. So it's not just because it's her, it's just because that's just natural for us to be defensive, like, so I really want to believe her because I just really hope that that's not something that she would just lie on that man about. But I do believe that that he had that gun. I don't believe the best friend shot her. I really don't. I believe that the best friend was on some F stuff. Um, I believe Tori made a really bad call pulling the gun. And if she was putting her hands on him, that was the reason for him to pull the gun. But at the same time though, like that's a female, bro. I wouldn't have pulled the gun.
Players fuck up. Players fuck up all the time. I was pissed.
I wouldn't have pulled the gun. I could be losing the
Self-defense
fight.
is self-defense.
I mean, true, but I'll be lose. I could lose a fight, and I'm not gonna go get a weaponry. I'm gonna take my fade.
What? A bullshit? A bullshit? A bullshit. Bullshit.
I'm
Yeah.
a,
I
I'm gonna
mean,
take my
but
fade.
here's my thing. These are superstars. Where's the security? Where is the people that are gonna be like, this is not gonna happen with my art? Like,
Mhm.
who's protecting the
Mhm.
bag? Like
Security.
when go ahead.
No. Go ahead. You finish. I was gonna say security was scared. Security like this shit's domestic.
Yeah,
they
but
they don't
no.
want to get
All
involved in
right.
domestic.
No, because like, all right, so maybe it was because I was so young and Hav knew my family and there was a responsibility that he had to take over me.
Mm,
But Hav surrounded me with certain people where it was like when I was doing the record deal, I wasn't allowed to make certain moves when I was under Hav. Like when Hav had management over me, I was with a member every time I stepped out,
mm,
and I was with important people around me when I stepped out.
mm,
And we weren't allowed to act a certain way. Like we had people to act a certain way for us. You know what I
right.
mean? There was no reason to be like when I came around, it was like you're the artist. Even though we're not getting a bag, you can be the bag. So we're gonna make sure that you move in every single way. That's why I moved the way I moved. So I want to know when we get to this certain level of fame, where is the people that are supposed to be protecting these artists and saying like, yo, like this can't go. This is not legal. Maybe this isn't the right thing to do. Or you know what I mean? Because this is they said that the baby was like getting $400 million a show. And niggas is letting him fight?
Yeah, he had to get like
Why? Like what?
400,000. Not 400 million, like 400,000. Um,
Yeah, 400. I'm sorry. Oh, 400.
yeah.
400,000. Like you getting 400,000. There's not a person in the world that can make me budge, nudge, or anything. Because one, I'm gonna have
Mhm.
the I'm gonna have fucking special forces on my side.
These people, they get to a certain status, and that status gives them a certain level of boredom. Let's put it that way. They miss their old lives. They miss some of the drama. People who have operated in trauma and drama their whole lives, they don't know how to move away from it. That's why they always say you could take the person out the ghetto, but you can't take the ghetto out the person because a part of that person is going to always miss that dysfunction. For some reason, it's part of the human nature. It's like I remember one time I was talking to a friend, and my homegirl told me she couldn't wait to grow up to move to the projects, and I said,
Dumb bitch. Dumb bitch. Dumb bitch. Dumb bitch. Dumb bitch. Bitch.
"Bitch, what? What? Like, hold on. You want to move to the projects? Like that was the goal.
I've done some stupid shit like that. Like I was ready to go to jail type shit, you know what I mean? And but that's ignorance of of not knowing. You know what I mean? Like once you hit to a certain level and you're saying, "Yo, I'm making 400,000 a show." Two shows, you're a millionaire, bro. Like damn near, you're a damn near millionaire in two shows. Like, where does it be like I got kids? I see what's happening to these other guys. The world is a crazy. Where do these guys smarten up? Like, is it where you get to a certain tax bracket where you're untouchable? Where it's just like,
No, bro, they still want that street cred, bro. These men have grown up worshiping and idolizing criminals. So they feel like to have that status gives them status. Like the baby, I love the baby. I ain't gonna lie. You know why I love the baby? I love the baby because he gives back to his community. The baby's a great father. He loves his kids. He loves his family. He loves his mother. Those are great qualities to have. But at the same time, the baby loves the status. The baby loves to have the status of that nigga who burnt a nigga down in Walmart, you know? And what's so crazy is I was pulling up to that Walmart, and that Walmart was shut down. We went on a date. Me and my husband was on a date, and we went to go to Walmart. This one Walmart's still 24 hours out there in Huntersville, before Frankie's was even opened up yet. And right across the street from my old job, look at me, y'all, I'm busting it down. And we're like, why can't we get in? They're like, oh, somebody just got shot. Next day, they're like, oh, it's the baby. Mind you, I love the baby before he even, got famous, because he was the
Yeah.
local hero. But the baby always has status for hands. He wasn't known then to burn people down. He had the status of he was out here knocking niggas out in Charlotte. You know what I'm saying? So that was that street cred. But then when he took that dude out, it just went to a different level in his head. And then next thing you know, he in the news again for shooting somebody else. And then next thing you know, he out here seeming like with, bullying. It's like the baby made all this money and he can't step away from this lifestyle. He can't go be a square because this money has put you in a position where you could be a square. But he can't be a square because the street says that he can't. So he has to still hold on to the image of the baby, that gangster. So it's kind of like a
Just
double-edged sword for him. It's like he can't have the space to be that, because if he let his guard down, then a nigga gonna try him. But if he don't let his guard down, he gonna end up in prison or worse.
I have a lot of ties to the streets. And I'm not a street guy. I'm the one guy in my family that I didn't have to, I had the privilege to be a nerd, to say you don't have to do this, or this isn't. And I used to get mad when my OGs used to be like, you're not built like that. And I just never got it because I wanted to be the street guy. I really wanted to be the street guy. Like, I'm big and I didn't want to hear I was big for nothing. And then you realize to be a street guy, you have to prove a lot of shit.
Mm-hmm.
You have to maintain. You're not just gonna knock one nigga out. You're not just gonna have one fight. You're not just gonna. It's just constant bull. It's like energy of negativeness all day, every day, and somebody's gonna try you. And when I went to jail, is when I realized, like, yo, there's different rules to the game where it doesn't. If you're the top guy in the streets, it's a cutthroat. There's no friends. You can't trust the chick that you're with, because if you fuck up, which you're gonna fuck up, she could turn on you at any given time.
Yeah.
The amount of money you have is gonna make you a target. The people you hang around with is gonna make you a target. You know what I mean? It's just you have to do street politics where it switches up on you at any given time. You could be the top guy, and then you could be you're the top guy and the target. There's no successful street story.
You're right.
You don't hear about a guy retiring from the streets.
Oh, I got a 401k. I got a 401k
Yeah, I got a
plan
yeah, I got
from
a
Gangster
401k,
University.
and I've never heard of a dude saying, yo, I'm a fucking billionaire because of the streets, and I didn't have to. You have to become a businessman. Learn your politics, become a different street nigga. You could be a perfect street nigga as a businessman. Make it legal. It's not for them. Like go ahead.
I was gonna say, I've seen a lot of street dudes from Youngstown. They go and buy these bandos. They own these properties, but they don't ever do nothing with it. It's like if they will walk away from the street life a little bit and find the right one, instead of the girls who just want the bags and the lifestyle and the dope out their car. Is it called dope out? What is it called? Deck out. I'm sorry. So, the deck out their car and drive it around. They need to get with women who are going to elevate them, educate them, and tell them, like, listen, okay, we have this property. Let's go ahead and make this property legal. Let's take this out of your name and put it in the LLC name. So in case the government comes for you, the government can't touch none of this, because this is in our business name. This is our asset. We're going to cover ourselves and we're going to protect ourselves. If you got to go do a bid, this property right here is going to make you some income, and you're going to have commissary. You're not going to have to worry about nothing. Or, hey, you and your partner, y'all out here selling this and y'all doing this. Why don't you guys go buy the block? We see all of these people who are not looking like us coming in, they buying the block and they're making money off of us. Let's stop people from making money off of us and let's actually get back to the community. Instead, you know what they do? They they go burn down the brother that could be helping them build up the community. I don't get it.
Right. You niggas buy 100 cars and don't open up a car lot or a rental spot. You niggas buy 100 mansions and just let them ride out. Don't maintain them instead of doing a B&B and making a business out of it. Y'all not dumb. Y'all not dumb. Y'all just don't smarten the fuck up. So
I'll be home in a month after people have forgotten I'm a freshman.
Well, please just take care of yourself, honey.
Hey guys, is everyone on the phone?
Oh, I gotta go.
Something's in the oven.
I lost a shoe. No, don't leave me on the phone with her.
Stewie?
Hey, how's school?
Hi, Stewie.
Listen, I am swamped, but Mom has kept me up to date on everything you're doing, and I think it's just great. Hanging up now.